There's a strange kind of confidence we all carry without noticing. A confidence in our memories, in the things we know, in the stories we replay, in the details we swear are true. Your first book, your favorite childhood cartoon, a movie line you've heard 1,000 times, a logo you could draw from memory. But what if some of those memories are wrong? Not just a little wrong, but completely undeniably provably wrong. And millions of people remember them the same way you do. This is the core of the Mandela Effect. A moment where the mind acts like a magician, slipping new details into old memories so smoothly that you never suspect a trick. A moment where certainty becomes illusion and the familiar becomes unfamiliar. Today we're going to explore why this happens, how the brain invents memories that feel real, and the famous examples that make people say, "No way." There is no chance that's wrong. And the best part, you don't need psychology jargon to understand it. Just curiosity and the willingness to question the memories you trust the most. Let's begin. There's a strange moment almost everyone experiences at least once in their life. You remember something so clearly, so confidently, so vividly, and then someone tells you you're wrong. Not just slightly wrong, completely wrong. But instead of feeling confused, you feel shocked. How could so many people share the exact same memory and all be wrong at the same time? This is the Mandela Effect, a simple idea with surprisingly deep implications about how your memory works, how groups influence each other, and how the human brain quietly rewrites reality without telling you. And once you understand it, you may never look at your own memories the same way again. Let's explore what the Mandela Effect actually is, why it happens, and the examples that make people say, "Wait. No way, that can't be wrong." What the Mandela Effect really is. The Mandela Effect is when a large group of people confidently share a memory that turns out to be false. The name comes from something odd. For years, thousands of people around the world believed Nelson Mandela died in prison during the 1980s. They remembered news reports. They remembered emotional speeches. They remembered watching funerals on TV. But none of that ever happened. Mandela was released from prison in 1990, became president of South Africa, and passed away in 2013. So where did all those detailed, emotional, completely wrong memories come from? It turns out the answer isn't about alternate universes or glitches in the Matrix. It's about how your brain stores, edits, compresses, and reconstructs memory, not like a camera, but like a storyteller. And the storyteller inside your head cares more about meaning than accuracy. Famous examples that shock people. Let's look at the examples that make even skeptical people pause. The Berenstein Bears. Almost everyone remembers the name spelled Berenstein Bears, E-I-N. But the real spelling has always been Berenstein, A-I-N. People swear they read it the other way. Some insist their childhood book said Stein. But the printed reality has never changed. Looney Tunes. Many people remember Looney Tunes like cartoons, but it's spelled Looney Tunes like music. Star Wars. The famous line people quoted everywhere, Luke. "I am your father." But in the actual movie, Darth Vader says, "No, I am your father." Not Luke, not even close. The Monopoly Man. Most people imagine him with a monocle, a fancy eyeglass, a symbol of wealth. But he never had one, not in any official artwork. Pikachu's tail. So many fans remember Pikachu having a black tip on the end of his tail. It feels right. It feels familiar. But Pikachu has never had a black tail tip. Not once. Mirror, mirror on the wall. One of the most quoted lines in movie history is wrong. In Snow White, the queen actually says, "Magic mirror on the wall." These examples feel so real that people start questioning reality itself. But the explanation is far simpler and much more human. Why so many people remember the same wrong thing? The Mandela Effect happens because memory isn't a recording. It's a reconstruction, a mental guess based on patterns, logic, and expectations. Your brain doesn't replay memories. It rebuilds them each time. Here's why we all misremember things in the same way. Memory is not a camera. It doesn't capture every detail. It stores the outline, the meaning, the emotional shape, and fills in the rest later. Your brain loves familiar patterns. We're used to names ending in Stein. So our brains correct Berenstein into something more familiar. We're used to cartoons ending with tunes. So Looney Tunes becomes Looney Tunes. Your brain chooses the version that feels right, not necessarily the one that is right. You fill in missing pieces. When your memory has a gap, your brain silently fills it in with something that makes sense. This feels like remembering, but it's actually guessing. Group reinforcement makes memories stronger. When thousands of people say the same wrong thing online, it no longer feels wrong. It feels confirmed, shared, trusted. Suggestion shapes memory. When someone asks, "Do you remember Pikachu's black tail tip?" your mind generates an image. The suggestion becomes a memory, not because you're weak-minded, because you're human. The psychological mechanisms behind false memories. Several well-known cognitive habits explain the Mandela Effect, and none of them require alternate timelines. False memory, remembering something that never happened. Confabulation. Your brain invents a detail without realizing it. Not lying, just filling in blanks. Misattribution. You remember the right thing, but in the wrong place. For example, mixing one movie scene with another. Schema editing. Your brain edits memories to fit patterns. If something looks like a monocle character, your brain adds a monocle. These unconscious habits shape our memories constantly. You'll swear they're real. You'll feel the emotional weight of them. But your confidence is not a measure of accuracy. It's a measure of familiarity. Why the Mandela Effect is stronger than ever today. The internet amplifies this effect dramatically. 1. Wrong memories spread faster. One misremembered detail becomes a viral post. A viral post becomes a shared belief. 2. Memes and jokes reinforce false ideas. A joke image of Monopoly Man with a monocle strengthens the false memory. 3. Repetition makes wrong things feel right. The more you see the wrong version, the more your brain updates your memory. 4. Community agreement feels like truth. If thousands of people online remember something the same way, you assume it must be real. In reality, it just means many brains made the same intuitive guess. The deeper explanation. Our brains are storytellers. Your memory is not a hard drive. It is a story, a narrative that your brain updates, edits, compresses, and simplifies over time. It's shaped by your expectations, your assumptions, your culture, your conversations, your emotions. When your brain reconstructs a memory, it picks the version of the story that feels most coherent, even if it's wrong. The Mandela Effect shows that we are not remembering the world itself. We are remembering the world as our minds interpret it. The original Mandela case, why people remembered wrong. Why did so many people remember Mandela dying in prison? They likely combined news about apartheid footage of protests, stories of injustice, and memories of public funerals for other anti-apartheid leaders. Their brains blended those narratives into one vivid emotional memory. Not intentionally, not consciously, but naturally. This wasn't a glitch in reality. It was a glitch in storytelling, the kind our minds perform all the time. What we learn from the Mandela Effect. The Mandela Effect teaches several powerful lessons. Confidence does not equal accuracy. You can be absolutely certain and absolutely wrong. 2. Memory is not static. It changes with every retelling. 3. Shared memories aren't always correct. A crowd can be wrong in perfect unison. 4. Your brain prioritizes meaning over detail. It cares about the story, not the specifics. 5. Human memory is creative, not literal. It invents, it edits, it simplifies, it guesses. Understanding this doesn't make your memory worse. It makes your understanding of memory better. Final insight. The Mandela Effect doesn't reveal cracks in the universe. It reveals how our minds build the universe inside us. It shows that memories feel real because they're felt, not because they're accurate. It shows that humans do not record life. We reconstruct it. And it shows that even the most confident memories, the ones you would bet anything on, might be nothing more than the brain's best guess. Reality is stable, memory is not, and that's what makes us human. When you reach the end of the Mandela Effect, something interesting happens. You realize the world isn't changing around you. Your memories are changing inside you, quietly, softly, without permission and without warning. It's not a glitch in reality. It's a feature of being human. A reminder that memory is not a recording, but a reconstruction. A story the brain rewrites each time you recall it. And suddenly the confidence we place in our memories feels different. Not weaker, but more humble. More flexible. More aware of how easily the mind blends facts with familiarity. The Mandela Effect shows us that certainty is not proof that crowds can be wrong together, and that the brain often chooses meaning over accuracy. It doesn't make us broken, it makes us storytellers. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay open, and keep questioning the things you remember the most.